Leela Hart was the kind of girl most people never noticed, and she preferred it that way. With her long blonde hair tied neatly in a ponytail, oversized sweaters, and a notebook always clutched tightly to her chest, she tried to blend into the walls of Ridgeway High. Every day, she would slip into class quietly, sit at the back, and hope no one paid her any attention. But life in high school rarely gave mercy to the quiet ones, especially when a group of bullies smelled fear. It wasn't that Leela was weak, far from it. Her father had once been a decorated martial arts instructor, and from the age of 6, she had been trained in silence, in discipline, in power. But after her father passed away in a car accident when she was 12, Leela had made a vow to her grieving mother that she would never fight again. She promised to stay out of trouble, to bury the fiery strength her father had left in her veins, and to walk away from conflict no matter what. For years, she kept that promise. She swallowed insults, endured laughter, and kept her head down. But every promise has a breaking point, and hers was about to come in the cruelest way. The bullies at Ridgeway High were led by Jessica Vane, a tall brunette with a cruel smirk, and her shadow, Tyler Briggs, a broad-shouldered boy who enjoyed throwing his weight around. Jessica had despised Leela since freshman year, not because Leela had done anything wrong, but because Jessica hated anyone who was different. Leela's silence, her refusal to gossip or beg for attention, infuriated Jessica more than anything else. Jessica lived off the spotlight, and Leela's quiet presence was like a mirror showing her everything she lacked: substance, depth, and dignity. "Hey, Barbie doll," Jessica sneered one morning in the hallway, walking up to Leela with her group of followers. "Where are you going in such a hurry? Off to hide in the bathroom again?" Her friends laughed, the sound echoing cruelly off the lockers. Leela lowered her eyes, hugged her books tighter, and tried to keep walking. But Jessica wasn't satisfied with silence. She never was. Tyler stepped in front of Leela, blocking her path. "You too good to talk to people. Ha! Always walking around with that stuck-up face." He shoved her shoulder just enough to make her stumble. Her blonde ponytail swung forward, catching Jessica's eyes. That ponytail was Leela's pride, though she never admitted it. It was the one thing she cared for, brushing it every night like a ritual, tying it back every morning as if it were armor. Jessica had always noticed it, and in that moment, she decided she wanted to destroy it. "You know what?" Jessica said, smirking at her friends. "I think Blondie here needs a new style." Before Leela could react, Jessica reached into her purse and pulled out a pair of scissors she used in art class. The glint of the steel caught in the fluorescent hallway lights. Leela's heart dropped. She stepped back, but Tyler shoved her forward again. "Hold her," Jessica ordered, and the others closed in. "No, please don't," Leela finally spoke, her voice breaking. But Jessica grabbed a fistful of her ponytail, yanked her head back, and with one swift snip, the blonde strands fell to the ground like silk. The sound of the scissors cutting through her hair was like a scream that only Leela could hear. Gasps erupted from the students in the hallway, followed by laughter and mocking voices. Someone even pulled out their phone to record it. Leela froze, her chest heaving, her eyes burning with humiliation. Her hand shot up to her head, feeling the uneven, jagged ends of what was left of her ponytail. It was gone. Years of care, of patience, of identity, destroyed in one cruel moment. Jessica twirled the severed ponytail in her hand like a trophy and tossed it on the floor. "There," Jessica said smugly. "Much better. Now you don't look like some wanted princess. You look like what you are, a loser." The crowd laughed again, but their laughter faded when they saw Leela's face. For the first time in years, her eyes weren't downcast. They were sharp, blazing with a fire that had been buried deep. Her body trembled, not from fear but from something else, something raw, something dangerous. Jessica smirked, misreading the silence. "What? You gonna cry, Blondie? Maybe run to a teacher, or maybe..." She didn't finish her sentence, because in that moment, the promise Leela had made to her mother shattered like glass. Leela's hand clenched into a fist, her stance shifted, and before anyone could react, she spun on her heel, her body moving with years of trained precision, years of suppressed power. Her leg cut through the air in a perfect arc. The spinning kick connected squarely with Tyler's chest, sending the massive boy flying backward into the lockers with a thunderous crash. Gasps filled the hallway. Jessica's jaw dropped. Tyler groaned on the floor, clutching his chest, completely winded. Leela stood tall, her blonde hair uneven and wild, her breath steady. The quiet girl they thought they could humiliate had just unleashed a storm. "Don't," Leela said, her voice low but carrying through the silence, "ever touch me again." For the first time, Jessica and her crew felt fear, real fear. The phones that had been recording didn't capture a victim anymore. They captured a fighter, a warrior, a girl who refused to be broken. The hallway buzzed with whispers, eyes wide in disbelief. Teachers rushed over, pulling students back, but no one could erase the image that had been burned into their minds. The quiet blonde girl, the one they mocked and ignored, had just sent a bully flying with a single kick. And she wasn't finished.